Hi, Sleep Review Show fanatics. It's Allison Weiner, and you know what that means? No, it's not Advent. That's another 7 more months. But I'm back for season 2 of the Super Review Show Hunger Games Simulation. I will warn you right now, I'm probably not going to be recording these a lot. These are going to be spread out throughout the year because number one, I moved down south for a job, and most days I am working. So I will be doing my best to record as much as I can. I have the season all set up, and you guys are going to enjoy it. Secondly, I do want to warn everybody, regardless of these Hunger Games simulation, there may be some violence in it. And if you read or watched the Hunger Games, you know it could be gory. So if you are not comfortable with that, we have other Super View Show content for you to watch. And for any of our Super View Show Hunger Games things, just know it's a simulation. No one dies unless they've already been written off or dead. Okay, moving forward. I think we need to take a trip down to South Park for our season 2 premiere of The Hunger Games. All right, so for District 1, well, let me show this to you first. I mean, this time, if you haven't watched South Park, then please go watch it. There's like, I don't know, so many seasons now, and each of them have really good things. So many characters. I had to pick ones that I felt would best fit, and there were a couple I was almost gonna put in there, but just to be on the safer side of things and for JT to not get me canceled, I know he's gonna be watching this when I get this set up. You're welcome. I didn't put them in. I wish I did. And you need to go see South Park, JT. All right. If you haven't, please go watch. So for District 1, we have the Marsh family. We have Stan, Randy, Sharon, and Shelly. District 2 is the Broflovskis. We have Kyle, we have Gerald, we have Sheila, and we have Little Ike. Yes, I have our youngest one in there. District 3 is a little bit of a mix here. We have Eric Cartman and his mom. We have Kenny McCormick, aka probably the one with the hood that always dies. And Tolkien, not Token, Tolkien Black. District 3, we have most of the Stotches. We have Butters. We have his mom, Linda, his dad, Steven, and Clyde Donovan, whose I think mom got killed in the toilet. Not there anymore. District 5, we have some of the teachers and administration of South Park Elementary. We have Mr. Mackey, okay, Mr. Herbert Garrison, previously Mrs. Garrison, back to Mr. Herbert Garrison, who became President Garrison. Will we see him as President Garrison in 2025? Who knows? We also have the PC principal, aka political correctness, the woke principal, and we have Vice Principal Strongwoman. District 6, we have Tweak Tweak, aka the guy addicted to coffee, Craig Tucker, his Tweak's so-called boyfriend, Timmy Birch, and Jimmy Valmer. District 7 is one of our all-female districts, mainly the kids from South Park Elementary. We have Wendy Testaberger, Bebe Stevens, Heidi Turner, and Nicole. District 8, we have some of the South Park characters who were written off or died. We have Chef. We have Miss Chokes on Dick, Miss Crabtree, and Marvin Marsh. And a fun fact, almost all the female characters for the first couple seasons were voiced by the late great Mary Kay Bergman. We miss you already. Next, from District 9, we have the Canadians. We have Terrence, we have Philip, and their so-called wives, Katie and Catherine, aka the Queef sisters. District 10, we have Principal Victoria, which I forgot how she got written off. We got Mayor McDaniels, Big Gay Al, and Mr. Slave. District 11, We have Scott Malkinson, aka the guy who's diabetic. Jimbo and Kerr. I think he's a relative for Stan Marsh. I apologize for not pronouncing this right. Huang Lee Kim, aka the City Walk guy, and Officer Barbrady. And District 12, that was the one I had a little trouble with. We have Starvin Marvin, Towley. I think I'm going to change this one right in front of you. I was going to do Scott the Dick, but since I had two Scots, I am going to do I'm going to do Barbara Streisand on this. Actually, no. I think if I'm looking at here, what do you guys think I should do? I feel like I might do Nathan instead. I'm going to change it to Nathan and Mr. Hanky. So before we do that, let us do this. You guys are going to see a live edit, a behind the scenes of how I get things all situated. Nathan is the guy who I think he's down. He's the enemy. He's like the rival for Timmy and Jimmy Vol. Timmy Burge and Jimmy Vollmer. I didn't put Nimsy in there because I got a feeling Nathan could do this by himself. All right. Are we ready for the South Park Hunger Games simulation to begin in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. At the bloodbath, Philip runs away farting from the cornucopia. Mr. Mackey runs away from the cornucopia. Baby grabs a backpack, not realizing it was empty. Butters grabs a sword. I don't know why. Butters, I think, would be running away. Jimmy Vollmer uses his crutch to break Officer Barbrady's nose for a basket of bread. Clyde runs away. Jimbo grabs fishing bait, which makes sense. Big Al gets the fishing gear. Catherine grabs a pair of size. Howley finds a bag full of explosives. I don't know how Timmy would do this, but he somehow throws a knife into Mr. Hanky's chest. Oh, Mr. Hanky's gone. Tolkien runs away. Scott runs away from the cornucopia. Princess Victoria, Starvin Marvin, Gerald and Ike Broflovsky share everything they gather before running. Shelley runs away from the cornucopia. Heidi runs away from the cornucopia. This joke's on it scares Stephen Stosh away from the cornucopia. Nicole grabs a backpack and retreat. Miss Cartman finds bows and arrows in a quiver. Kyle runs away. Sheila finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Tweak runs away. Nathan runs away. Mr. Garrison grabs a shield beating on the cornucopia. Eric breaks Butter's mom's nose for a basket of bread. Chef finds a pair of size. The mayor runs away. Sharon runs away. PC principal runs away. Kenny breaks Craig's nose for a basket of bread. Randy, Stan, VC principal Strongwoman runs away. Mr. Slade, the City Walk guy, Terrence, and Miss Crabtree share everything they gather before running. Wendy Testaburger dies in the beginning. I thought she would last a little longer. But she attacks Marvin, but Katie protects him in killing her. All right, let's see what we have for day number 1. Gerald scares Sharon off. Craig, Mr. Garrison, Butters, and Terrence hunts for other tributes. Towley camouflages himself in the bush and found some weed. Wow. Miss Crabtree, Catherine, and Mary McDaniel successfully ambush and kill Big Gay Al, Starvin Marvin, and Philip. And I think Catherine was really scared about that. Princess Kenny practices her archery. Stan hunts for other tributes. Stephen explores the arena. Katie overhears Sheila and Linda talking in the distance. Mr. Slave and Tolkien work together for the day. Bebe and Heidi split up to search for resources. Shelley explores the arena and is pissed off that she has to do this game. Clyde thinks about home. Principal Victoria injures herself. Timmy pretty much rolls down Tweak but spares him. Oh, Vice Principal Strongwoman decapitates Jimbo Kern with a sword. Nathan and Officer Barbrady split up to search for resources. I don't know how he does it. Well, who knows? He could win this whole thing. Chuck strands his ankle while running away from Scott Malkinson. Nicole collects fruit from a tree. Randy receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Ike scares PC principal off. Miss chokes on to stabs Cartman's mom to death with sighs. Jimmy, Mr. Mackey, Marvin Marsh, aka Stan's grandfather, and the City Walk guy contributes, and so does Kyle. 7 down already. 41 to go. Wow, that was a quickie. This might be a long one, people. Let's see what happens during the night. Miss, I don't know. She got pissed. I don't know. Miss Crabtree is convincing PC principal to snuggle with her, but he does. The mayor receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Sharon, Craig, and Kyle discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Shelley bends Miss Chokes on Dick, Scott, and Officer Brady away from her fire. Tolkien sleeps. Timmy receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Ike receives explosives from an unknown sponsor. Heidi, Marvin Marsh, and Kenny McCormick discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Sheila sees the fire but stays hidden. Katie and Cartman run into each other and decides to choose for the night. Tally is high and screaming for help. Gerald Brocklowski receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Terrence tends to his wounds. Weak defeats the City Walk guy and spares his life. Clyde is thinking about winning. Stan is questioning his sanity like he did before. Jimmy Balmer, Catherine, Nathan, and Bebe sleep in shifts. Stephen Stotch couldn't start a fire and blames Butter for this. Vice Principal Strongwoman goes to sleep. Linda forced Mr. Slave to kill Mr. Garrison or Randy. Oh my gosh. Mr. Slave decides to kill Mr. Garrison. And he felt so bad about it. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I had to do that. So Mr. Slave quote, used to date Mr. Garrison until he transitioned to a woman. So yeah, very awkward, people. Chef destroys Mr. Mackey's supply while he's asleep. Nicole and Principal Victoria sleep in shifts, and Butter sees a fire but stays hidden. Day 2. Kenny receives fresh food. Chef defeats Shelly in a fight but spares her life. Ooh. Tolkien kills Butters, Bebe, and Ike with explosives. Principal Victoria discovers a river. Scott is begging Kyle to kill him because he can't live the way he is. But he refuses and keeps Scott Malkinson alive. Craig Tucker steals from Terrence while he isn't looking. The mayor searches for water source. Mr. Slave receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. PC Principal is practicing his archery. Randy Marsh travels to higher ground. Oh my gosh. Tweak injures himself. Sharon attacks Officer Barbrady, but he manages to escape. Katie, Linda, and Miss Crabtree hunt for other tributes. Jimmy Vollmer searches for a water source. Mr. Mackey defeats Clyde in a fight, but spares his life. I don't know why I did the gender thing. Okay. Catherine stabs a City Walk guy while his back is turned. And Nathan somehow overpowers Gerald Brocklowski, killing him. Heidi searches for a water source. Stan, Sheila, Vice Principal Strongwoman, Nicole, and Timmy Birch hunt for other tributes. While Stephen Cartman mischokes on this, and the grandfather Marsh raid Tally's camp while he's hunting. So 41 turns into 35. It's gonna be a slow one, people. This won't be quick. All right, let's see what happens during the night. Miss Crabtree looks at the night sky, telling it to shut up. Terrence receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Heidi cooks her food before putting her fire out. Timmy and Sheila Broflovsky sleep in shifts. Tolkien fends PC Principal, Mr. Slave, and Catherine away from his fire. Kenny is somehow thinking about winning. Mrs. Stotch cries herself to sleep. Principal Victoria receives medical supplies. Nathan screams for help. Randy's trying to treat his infection. Stephen Stotch is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Clyde Donovan somehow overpowers Officer Barbrady in killing him. Mr. Mackey and the Vice Principal Strongwoman hold hands. Katie sets up camp for the night. Grandpa Marsh, Stan, Jimmy, and Craig tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Ah! Tally tries to attack Shelly, but Nicole kills Tally He got too high. He didn't want to share the drugs. Sharon fends Scott, Eric, and Tweak away from her fire. Miss chokes on it, lets Kyle Brocklowski into her shelter. Weird. Chef is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth, and Mary McDaniels quietly hums. All right. Mr. Mackey constructs a shack. Okay. Shelley hunts for other tributes. Mayor McDaniel picks flowers. Randy Marsh searches for firewood. Timmy receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Oof, that's gonna be fun. Scott Malkinson diverts Kyle's attention and runs away. Eric receives medical supplies, which I think he probably ate it. That was food. Kenny discovers a cave. Principal Victoria collects fruit from a tree. Craig Tucker tries to sleep the entire day. Mr. Slave kills Terrence with his own weapon. PC Principal scares Chef off. Katie forces Vice Principal Strongwind to kill Sharon or Miss Chokes on Dick. She refuses to kill, so Katie kills Vice Principal Strongwoman instead. Wow. I thought she would be a top contender. Heidi, Clyde, Tolkien, and Steven Stotch hunt for other tributes. Stan injures himself. Tweak tries to sleep the entire day. Jimmy injures himself. Sheila begs Nicole to kill her, but she refuses. Catherine stalks Linda Stotch. Miss Crabtree makes a wooden spear, and Marvin Mart chases Nathan. So we only got down to 31. Yeah, this is gonna be a long one, people. We gotta have an arena event. What do you guys think? We'll just see. All right. Sharon fends Stephen, Kenny, and Catherine away from the fire. Craig, Timmy, Marvin, and Nicole sleep in shifts. The mayor and Mr. Mackey running to each other decide to truce. Oh yeah. Well, Sheila freaks about home. Carmen's still hungry and eats toxic pears and dies. That makes so much sense for Cartman to do that. Katie and Chef tend to their wounds. Sweet Heidi and Stan discuss the game and what might happen in the morning. The PC principal, Scott Malcolmson, and Mr. Slave sing songs together. Clyde receives clean water. Jimmy Valma, Randy March talk about the tributes. Miss chokes on Miss Crabtree and Tolkien discuss the game what might happen in the morning. Nathan cooks his food before putting his fire out. Linda starts a fire. Principal Victoria sees it. Shelly kills Kyle Brocklowski with an explosive, calling him a turd. All right. Tolkien chases Mr. Slave. Kenny and Stan hunt for other tributes. Miss chokes on Nick, Tweak, Heidi, and PC Principal raid Randy's camp while he's hunting. Timmy chases the grandfather Marsh. Nathan overhears Mr. Mackey and Linda's talking in the distance. Sheila's questioning her sanity. Clyde Donovan tries to sleep for the entire day. Stephen starts with the chef but spares his life. Nicole collects fruit from a tree. Katie discovers a river. Scott Malkinson receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Sharon March discovers a cave. Jimmy Vollmer tries to spear fish with a trident. Katie's going hunting. Shelley receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Craig Tucker and Mayor McDaniel split up her resources, and Princess Victoria tends to Miss Crabtree's wounds. That's it. We're down to 29. This is probably one of the slowest Hunger Games I'm thinking of right now. I hope they do something crazy. Irvin Mars sets Catherine on fire with a Molotov. Yeah, that seems crazy for the grandpa, but finally we got down to 28. Tolkien, Mr. Slave, and Randy discussed the games and what might happen in the morning. So did Kenny, Shelley, and Nathan. Heidi thinks about home. Jimmy Vollmer's thinking about winning. Timmy Birch tends to his wounds. Nicole cooks her food before putting the fire out. Sheila cooks her food before putting her fire out. Scott Malkinson ambushes Katie and kills her because she had food and he needs to eat. Craig Tucker defeats Stan in the fight but spares his life. Princess Victoria receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Oof. Chef bleeds out due to untreated injuries. I guess Chef's death in this is worse than his original death. No offense, spoilers. Tweak's thinking about winning. Sharon, Linda, and Stephen Stock sleep in shifts. PC Principal Miss Crabtree sleep in shifts. Mr. Mackey tends to his wounds. Miss chokes on it, quietly hums. Clyde Donovan shoots a poisonous blow dart into Mary McDaniel, slowly killing her. Wow. All right. 27, 26? I'll have to look again. Day 5. Timmy, Heidi, and Kenny are hunting for other tributes. Scott Malkinson diverts Mr. Mackey's attention and runs away. Mr. Slave is questioning his sanity. Oh, and that one's tough. I thought Randy would somehow win. Clyde stabs Randy Marsh in the back with a trident. Sheila Broflovsky tends to Steven Stotch's wound. Miss chokes on it, repeatedly stabs Token in the back with sighs. Oh my gosh. Jimmy Volmer pushes Miss Crabtree off a cliff during a knife fight. Wow. Okay, now we're getting to all these deaths. Craig is pricked by thorns, and so is Nicole. Tweak steps on a landmine. Yeah, that makes sense. Sharon Marsh accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. There goes her. PC principal searches for he's hunting for other tributes. Nathan explores the arena. Stan discovers a river. Shelley stabs Linda Stotch in the back. Principal Victoria tries to attack Old Man Marsh, but he manages to escape. I think we went from 29 to 19. Let's double check while we're at it. We still have two people. We still have the Marsh kids from District 1 still alive. Somehow Sheila's alive. Kenny's surprisingly is alive, and I thought he would die on the bloodbath. So that's 4. Steven, Stotch, and Clyde are still alive. That's 6. Mr. Mackey and PC Principal are alive. That's 8. Only Tweak died in District 6, so we have 11 there. Heidi and Nicole are alive, so that's 13. Miss Chokes on Dick and Old Man Marsh is still alive, so that's 15. All of District 9 is gone. Yeah, it is 19. Princess Victoria and Mr. Slave are still alive. Scott Malkinson's alive and Nathan. And out of all of them, I'm going to make a prediction right here. I think Kenny could somehow win a bat with this Hunger Games and not die. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Let's see what happens in the night. Oof. EC Principal kills Heidi and Clyde Donovan after they all get into a fight. Scott, Jimmy, Kenny, Miss Chokes on it, and Old Man Marsh sleep in shifts. Mr. Slave and Principal Victoria track and kill down Nicole. Aw, Timmy Birch dies first. Sheila snaps Craig's neck. Wow. Stan quietly hums. Nathan cooks his food before he puts his fire out. Mr. Mackey decapitates Steven Stott with a sword. Sorry, I can't talk today. And Shelley Marsh cries herself to sleep. We are at the feast. The cornucopia is replenished. So Scott Malkinson, Mr. Mackey, Nathan, Kenny, Old Man Marsh, PC Principal all decide not to go to the feast. Stan gathers as much food as he can before fleeing. Sheila kills Principal Victoria. Mr. Slave kills Miss Chokes on Dick. And Shelley kills Jimmy Vollmer. I think Shelley's going to be a good second in this. All right, let's see what happens next day. Sheila attacks Old Man March, but he manages to escape. PC Principal and Mr. Slave hunt for other tributes. Kenny sprains his ankle while running away from Stan. Scott Malkinson picks flowers. I'm surprised Scott Malkinson's still alive after all of this. Nathan camouflages himself in the bushes. And Shelley and Mr. Mackey split up to search for resources. Ah! I knew in Arena that would happen. Finally. All right, the monkeys are out, people. The monkeys are out. And we haven't seen the monkeys since the 75th Hunger Games. Somehow, Shelley, the PC Principal, Kenny, Mr. Mackey, Nathan, and Stan Marsh survive. Mr. Slave is pummeled to the ground and killed. While running, Sheila Broflovsky falls over and grabs Scott Malkinson on the way down, and they both get killed. And Grandpa Marsh is killed too. So, I got to see again how many we are left, but we don't have a lot left. A lot of people died in this. I think we are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think only Shelley is left as the last female survivor. All right, let's see what happens in the night. Stan, Nathan, Shelley, and Kenny tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Mr. Mackey falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Okay. and the PC principal screams for help. So we are down to 5. Let's see what happens on day 7. Stan collects fruit from a tree. Nathan runs away from Kenny. PC principal hunts for other tributes, and Shelly unfortunately dies from first. We're down to 4 people. We're down to our final 4. And somehow Kenny is still surviving. Oh, Nathan sets PC principal on fire with a Molotov. Kenny receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. And Stan Marsh falls into a pit and dies. Wow. And finally, Nathan kills Kenny. You bastard. Nathan, we don't like you. You should not have won this Hunger Games. Just know that. Okay? I know what you have done. Are you sure Nimsy wasn't there to help you? Because this might be the first time you actually succeeded in something. And this might be the last time you succeeded. What a weird way to end the season premiere of the Super Review Show, Hunger Games. And stay tuned. I'm going to do my best to record as much as I can. But until the next episode, I'm Allison Weiner. Stay safe. Take care. Be awesome, people.